Welcome to Art is Dead, a podcast and clothing brand dedicated to celebrating art in all its forms. Join us as we explore creativity on every canvas. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Joey. Make sure you head over to our website, www.artistdeadthebrand.com, to get your merch. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and remember, always create. Peace, y'all.
Comes on TV, I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
So, but on some OG shit, it's Lion King. That shit made me cry.
That shit makes you cry all the time.
Not the new one. Not the new one.
Not even the OG.
The original.
Yeah, like when the dad died and shit. Like I don't really fuck with my dad like that, but like that shit was emotional.
My son used to watch Cars.
Yeah.
Over and I'm talking about it would end and he would just press play again and we just have to watch it. So we watched that shit all day long for like I swear.
I remember
like 6
that.
months.
You always used to talk about
I
it.
hated fucking Cars.
Wow. So my son was in Coco and then Sing.
Yep. Sing, okay.
Yeah, Sing. I like Sing.
Sing's dope.
Sing is dope.
Yeah.
1 and 2. 1 and 2. Johnny's my favorite. Yeah.
Is that the gorilla dude?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry. You know what I watched more than Toy Stories with my kid was The Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
And so my favorite character in it, that's Pixar?
That's Pixar.
Okay, so I'll ride with
I
him.
got daughters, so they be watching that.
The mosquito dude. Ramon.
Okay. Yeah.
That was my man. So when he went, Louisiana. Yeah, when he went out, I felt bad. I felt bad for that dude. You know what I'm saying? That one. My father recant my answer for that one.
For me, 90s Disney villains are the better villains.
Yep.
I always go for the
of
villains
the outside.
versus the new Disney-like villains, which is yourself or your grandmother, or the secretly family's been the bad guy the entire time.
What's the new one? The laptop?
Nah, all-time favorite Disney, Aladdin.
Nah.
Jafar is your bad guy. You feel me? I fuck with Aladdin. Aladdin.
Wasn't scary. It's just like
We talking about the illest villains?
yeah.
You might be on a couple of stores. He
Illest.
didn't give me the right change back.
Or like a villain, you know what I mean? I couldn't mess with a villain if it's like my grandma hold me back the whole time, you know what I mean? Because she wanted good for me. I wanted Scar,
Oh yeah,
long
Scar,
live the king,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's the ultimate
positive.
comic book villain?
Huh?
Who's the ultimate comic book villain?
Comic book villain?
Yeah.
Villain.
Villain.
No,
Villain?
that could be a villain.
We gonna have this argument.
Go for it.
Batman.
I want you to go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I
like it. Go for it.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah, go for it. What's the breakdown?
On some hood shit for me.
party.
Some hood shit?
Nah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go for it.
Serious rates.
No, like Batman prodded on everybody. Like he had a way to take out everybody on some hood shit. Like that's like he's a grind ball.
He's a grimy ass motherfucker. There's nothing heroic about this dude.
I thought
He had no superpowers whatsoever. He was bored. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Got
pretty
sent
much
to the
saying he's a
mountains.
better Lex Luthor.
Hold on, you talking about superpowers? How you feel about Iron Man?
Chill out. Why you bringing
man.
my guy?
Iron Man.
Time out. You said superpowers and then you said Iron Man.
Because you
That's why I said he has no
You talking about
superpowers.
Batman having no superpowers, so I'm like, Iron Man has powers?
No, they
Or
have a
not?
wallet.
Technically,
Yo, but what
he does have
he had a
powers.
wallet.
What
Doesn't have a
does
single
that
power.
say? Like let's get deep into that conversation real quick. When it says like what is that saying? Like rich white men can have the same sort of power as someone that has a natural power
That's
with
true.
their money. Like that's a deep conversation, right?
That is.
That's
That's
true.
a wild ass
What do you say about
conversation.
Superman?
Damn, that did go
Huh?
deep.
Superman.
He's a fucking alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he doesn't have money.
So I think Superman.
he's
Like
weak.
that same conversation. Like someone said it. Who was it that James Gunn? He's like, yo, Superman's an immigrant.
beef with Superman.
I don't know why he's the representation of like the American hero when he's an immigrant. Like,
Wow,
right?
yo, he's from a whole nother
That's
planet.
real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Right.
Green Lantern,
But then-
who's a black guy. You feel me? He don't want to represent that.
Was the first Green Lantern black?
No.
Nah, the first
Nah,
one.
but the best one was
First
black
three
though.
were white.
Just like football, all the best players black.
In football?
Yeah.
Heard
Door
of a
Sanders.
man named Josh Allen?
Yo, you said it like a Josh Allen.
Now we going there. I'm taking Barkley.
Oh,
I'm taking
here we
Barkley
go.
over Josh Allen.
Maybe you talk about fantasy football, yeah.
Now we just going all over the place. I forgot this guy. We should have invited you to the league.
Talk mad shit.
Go ahead, lead us to the next one.
Yes, man.
So,
Into the episode.
if you want to answer this, you can. If not, it's just more like popcorn style. When you feel like jumping in, jump in. But how did you fall in love with art, graffiti, or music, or any type of thing that you do now or in the past? Because I know all of us come from different backgrounds when it comes to art or whatever we do. You know what I'm saying? So how did you fall in love with that thing that you love?
What's your art form?
Even if you don't do it now, at one point you was doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I grew up watching Beat Street, so that was my love because it was a connection with my cousin. Our grandmother bootlegged the movie for us to watch it again and again because you would rent it. And she returned the rental and dubbed the tape.
Yo, the rental was crazy.
Double VCR?
Double VCR. Yeah, our grandmother's house was the
Oh, y'all was
fortress,
rich.
man.
Double
That's what I'm saying, double
VCR.
Yeah, that's how we was good in the hood, man. So,
On top of each other.
Like off topic, like what was one of like my dopest feelings ever, right? Is when I became the cable guy, like to hook up people with free cable. Like I was, like when I was a kid, the dude would come around and sell the
black box.
the boxes, right?
Yeah.
And then there was a point like I was doing working for Comcast, and I'd be like, yo, I got you, and I just give them all the free channels and shit.
he was allegedly working for Comcast. You know what these cats coming at?
I know, right? There gotta be a statute of limitations. Fuck that.
Yeah, man.
Shit. Can we edit that?
I'm not gonna lie for you.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
For me, it was Warriors. For me, it was Warriors.
Seen that the other
like
night?
that movie.
Oh, I love that movie. That's a throwback. It has everything. It has graffiti. It has dance. It has music. It has a little bit of everything. So for me, when I started dancing, I was like, damn, this is dope. And how they were like, it's kind of corny, cliche now, but when you look at the movie, it was dope. Like, for me, growing up, I was like, damn, that's crazy. I want to do that. And eventually I grew up, I did it. Now here we are. But it was dope, man. That's what really inspired me, the Warriors.
For me, it's funny because like I get asked this question like so many forms, and then it's like I start to think about it. So actually, I was having part of this conversation with Gabby, and it was like I remember when my pops, right? Pops wasn't around much and shit, so it was like the story about my mom and my pops when they were together. The shit they used to do was she would like make pillows and then he would paint them. So that was like my connection to like being an artist, right? And then like I remember the point like I was drawing and we actually got to spend a weekend at his crib, and like I was mad amped to show him my drawing, and he just didn't give a fuck, right? But then like the flip side of it is like when I started doing graffiti letters and shit, right? Like I started with the little sign to left, right? And then cats were like, yo, that's dope. Can you turn it into an L or something? So I started flipping it. And then like I started doing graffiti and I got love for that, right? So like the contrast of like this person that you're supposed to find love for, get love from and get that admiration from, he didn't give it to you, at least in the form that you needed at that point, but you got it from others. And I think that's also why like I really love my dudes, my brothers, right?
So do you feel like you need to be inspired multiple times for you to keep continuing your craft, or do you feel like it's a more internal drive? That goes for everybody.
I tell cats all the time when I get questioned of what inspires you to do it, and I say the people I'm with. The crew I'm with, we celebrated 30 years this year, but early 90s, I was running around. Mid 90s, I was running around. You know what I'm saying? So like, I keep the same individuals around and just seeing them exceed in what they do. That's inspiration in itself for you to kind of motivate you. When people are running laps around you, you don't want to just stay still and catch the wind. You're trying to figure out how to fit in. So,
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, so you gotta place yourself around people. So my inspiration comes directly from the sources in front of them, and not for one particular reason. Just everything they do is an inspiration.
I was a shitty student. I hated everything academically because I didn't understand how I learned.
With you on that.
And for me, every time I drew, it was my voice and everyone understood it. But writing and reading just wasn't clicking. I didn't learn until I got to college how I learned. But
that's what made me fall in love, like understanding that people understood what I was thinking when I drew it. You know what I mean? But as I got older, my inspiration are these brothers here only because I studied them. Like I was in the street finding their pieces in the South End. My cousin would bring me to the back where they painted. And then I would go to the Blue Building with iDub painting. I will go find this man's stuff. And then when I got older, one of my brothers that I went to college with introduced me to them. You know what I mean? So I got to be introduced to these guys who I've been studying all my life. Like, shit, I've seen this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that for me was dope. That was a big part of my inspiration. So.
I think a new inspiration, which is wild, is we all got daughters and sons and everything, but my daughter thinks that when you're an adult, you're supposed to do art. like that's a part of you being grown. So like for all her uncles and everybody that she looks up to, she's like, no, I gotta make time to do this because it's a part of the day. It's just as important as eating. And like when you go places, because we got her at all the functions, she think like this is a part of life. It's normal. So I find that inspirational, just like that she gets lit up behind it.
Innocence.
Yes, yeah. Like at Gabi's on Kenta, she's at the table drawing. They're like, yo, where's Bobby at? She's drawing the whole night. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that's wild that like she picked up on it.
I had a good story like that. When, like, I live in Woburn, so when I moved over there, I did an art exhibit there. So I was cool with someone that was like, yo, take over the whole space. I did a show there. And then my daughter class went to the library. And then they was looking at my work, and my daughter was like, that's my dad's work. So like that was a cool experience just to know that they know that I do art and music. So it's just, they know it's always there for that. So also I inspire these dudes to work out. So like I be in the gym a lot. So like you see that? So like just know,
Stay buff.
you know what I mean?
That's a good question. I know you got a question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask an important question.
I got a really good question.
But I ask this question every episode, every time we interview somebody. How do you feel about AI and how YouTube and social media has changed like the art field? Because you're talking about your daughter and how she's sitting there at a party still drawing. Like my son does the same thing. Not very similar, but because he uses the iPad more. And he does a lot more animation. Pencil could attest to this. So he's doing a lot more animation than like drawing. But how do you feel like, does it contribute to like the touch? Does it change a little bit? Do you see
The
it?
digital art
Right.
and AI, I guess.
I hate AI, bro.
Okay.
I mean, although it's useful in
Yeah.
cases, I mean, it's the future, and it is here now. It's gonna just
Right.
get advanced more. But I think in all aspects, when I have conversations as an artist, I think it takes the authenticity out of it all, right? Like you can now, instead of create, just it's all there. There's nothing original and authentic about it. But I do agree, and it's double-edged sword. This is good and this is bad. You know, we were just talking about AI videos and stuff we're doing, and I'm like, it's just scary nowadays to have the AI. People can use it for the worst.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of like depending on how you're using it, you know, all troubles up to you. But as an artist, I think AI makes it easier for an artist to succeed. And let's say an actual artist that kind of wants to do the purity thing of it, has to just keep doing the longer road.
So you think it takes away from the feel?
Oh, definitely. It takes away from the feel. I think the authenticity of the feel. But again, when you're dealing with clients, let's say if you're doing it in a business aspect, the client you're selling to probably doesn't care anything about what an artist thinks.
Yeah.
So I'm talking on the aspect of being of an artist. You ask an artist,
Yeah.
I'm talking artist. When the monster is the client, they don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
As long as they get the
They
work,
want
if
the
it's
product.
cheaper, they get it. The product is it. So that's why I think I can't stand it, because it changes the market.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not afraid of it. And like, I think there's a flip side to it, right? Like, first and foremost, let's keep it a buck. AI it's a program, right? So it's only able to create amongst those constraints that it has, right? So if you're an artist, right? If you're not even, let's say art, like whatever artist is, because that can encompass a lot of shit. If you're creative, if you're a creator, you're always gonna create some shit. So in all sincerity, AI only benefits you because at a certain point, someone's tired of the same old shit. Someone's tired of that fucking algorithm. So it's up to you to create something that exceeds or pushes that forward, right? So like, if you it's like I'm confident in my job at work. I'm not worried about losing my job because I know how to do my fucking job. You know what I'm saying? So as an artist, if you know how to do your job, then you're good. I think who it benefits is the hustler and the dude that's faking it till he makes it. right? And that's always been in the art world. That shit ain't never changed. It's just now they have a new tool for that. You know what I'm saying? But when you start having that conversation, right? We talked about this before, intent and authenticity. When you start to have that conversation and you want to make it look right, you're gonna be struggling.
It's a feel, yeah.
You know what I mean? We always have a conversation about the tools, right? And so sometimes you see people want to have and say like, oh, well, they use this tool, they use that tool. But the difference, motherfuckers, I can do the same shit without the tool. Can you?
So that's what AI is. It's just a new age tool.
Yeah.
If we talk about our kids, all of our kids are artists.
Yeah.
We teach them how to be hands-on and to be creative, to push that energy out. But we still have to teach them how to use that tool because that's just the way the world's moving. And if we don't teach them how to use it, they're gonna fall behind on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So teach them how to use it properly to benefit them so they can actually create and push out their natural born ability. You know what I mean? Like all of our kids, like create, you know? And they all like pen to paper, you know? They do digital shit, but they still like pen to paper.
Because you know people are using like that VR headset and spray painting and painting because they can put the whole canvas on like the pro.
Stand by while we run this quick ad. Make sure you check out our merch at www.artistdeadthebrand.com. And make sure you follow us at Artist Dead the Brand. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our page. Artist Dead. Create, die, live forever. Now back to the show.
I'm pretty sure you did, right?
Nah,
Yeah,
I was gifted one of those, and I'm just now coming back on it. And I look at it like they're tools, they're toys, but at the end of the day, the batteries die on all them shits.
Exactly.
So when the batteries die, you know what I'm saying? Like what are you gonna do? Because we're from a time where we're making something out of nothing. The damn spray can wasn't conventionally created for us to do what we did to it, but we made it happen. So one thing that's cool about this level of technology and tool, our kids are gonna have jobs.
Yeah.
They're gonna be some working motherfuckers, and like it's gonna make people that are older harder to believe some of the shit that's coming up. Like we get like written about and there's papers and there's like students in school. I would have a nightmare as a teacher knowing but common sense to tell you like, all right, yo, you listen to this type of music. Your vocabulary probably doesn't extend beyond the artist you admire. How the fuck you hitting this essay into me that just you don't talk like this? You know what I'm saying? So there's some things that like you still need common sense to be able to differentiate the two.
Real.
But I think like to have exposure to both, it's gonna be whoever's beyond this conversation that's gonna take this shit to a whole new level. Because back to your first question, Disney or Pixar? We know Disney was hand animated.
Yeah.
Pixar's like my daughter calls Disney or animated cartoons ugly.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, why would she call it ugly? Because she thinks she used to the animated, the CG shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, there's a difference between the two. She watches both, she admires both, but like I think we have to like have an open mind around what it has the ability to do, and then just keep that shit in check. Like how many of y'all using calculators that are powered by the sun now?
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's walking around with a Walkman? It's a nostalgic thing, though. But like, there is an element that's going to be missing. Just like when you put that needle on a record and that pop, the sound that comes through the magnet of the speaker. Yeah. Something's going to be missing with that AI shit that like we don't got to worry about.
Magic.
And this is the difference, like the lenses, the AI joints, right?
The MetaQuest shit.
The MetaQuest.
Yeah.
Right? If I give it to you and you don't know how to create something without it, you're gonna suffer if your battery dies.
That makes sense.
So teaching them how to do the basic foundation of like art and drawing and painting without it is really beneficial. They can use that as a tool. It makes it faster. So you're making money, and if you are using this tool to kind of just get your sketch up, you get your job done faster. We can do it without it, but it just makes the job a lot easier, a lot faster. The people who are not able to do it without those tools are the ones that get fucked. because they'd start panicking like, oh my God, there's no power. Oh my God, I gotta wait until nighttime. My goggles are not charged. Like, you can't do this shit. You know what I
Walking
mean?
around with an extension cord.
But,
Tapping it back.
but there's people
Hey,
who
stop
do
playing. There's
like,
people with the backpacks now. You feel me?
like the projectors. There's people who use projectors and still fuck the job up. Like, you can project up the sketch and still jack it up. You know what I mean? So,
like, I know I said this before, but a good example is my boy do tattooing. All of us, most of us know tattooing artists, but like our boy Ant, he said AI helped him a lot because it gets the sketch that he's trying to do faster. Instead of sitting there, we all know that takes forever. An angle or whatever the client wants, he's like, I can get it done like that, and then I put my style
but
on
the
it.
difference is,
but the final delivery is the tattoo, not the AI.
No,
Right.
It
always goes
that
back
thought
to the
process,
feel.
the process of
and
reading the
Ant
reference.
is a nasty ass artist.
You
Before
already know that.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So the fact that he's using it as a tool just to speed up his process is the best part of AI.
Exactly.
And you gotta like the other thing is like, yo, in terms of when you're making money, there's different types of clients, right? So like, cause I fucks with I do digital stuff, right? Like and I'm nice with the digital pen and all that stuff. So I got that client that's cool with that digital stuff, and I can give them a digital drawing and then sell it to them for $25, and that's cool, right? They can't afford a $3,000 painting or a $10,000 mural. You know what I mean? Now, I put that at that price point for them. That's what they see. That's what they're going to get. They're not going to go and get original art from a particular artist. Like one artist I would love to get some art from is Vogue too. French graffiti writer, right? Shit's 20, 30 racks. You know what I mean? I can't pay for that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
there's pros and cons to both the artist and the consumer, where, as you're saying, like, you can get something for a little bit cheaper if you're willing to accept digital.
Yeah.
If you want something more original, it's going to be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, so that AI stuff is going to funnel, and that's going to feed those types of artists, right? Those types of consumers, right? You're going to get the consumers that are going to want, like, going to pay money for it. You know, even paying money for a dope picture of your art that you sign, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's different, right? They're gonna want the authenticity of it, right? And on top of that, and I think I said this, is like, when it comes to art, 9 times out of 10, that person that's buying your shit, they're buying it off of you, based off of you, not necessarily your art style, right? Like it's like you are the art to them in a lot of times, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I got a question. So, all of us being dads, every single one of us here, and we all grew up doing art. How do you present art to your child in a way where, like, for example, using me, I never forced my child to be like, yo, I want you to draw. Because I'm an artist. I want him to naturally pick it up, because obviously I know it's in his gene, but I want him to naturally pick it up because I don't want him to hate it or feel like I'm forcing it upon him. So all of you guys, like, what's your experience with that, seeing your child or your children do their art form, whatever it may be?
my daughter avoids it. It's the craziest
And she's
shit.
actually fucking ill.
My
That's
daughter,
crazy.
she's ill. My daughter,
And you never forced it on her, right?
nah, like,
Yeah.
you know, she gonna be who she is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like, I think, you know, as a dad, like, you know, so, you know, throwing some story out there, like, me and my mom conflicted at a certain point that we lost 10 years of our life together. We didn't talk to each other for a good amount of time. So I'll never put myself in a position to destroy our relationship. And so, like, yo, you know, all right, you don't want to draw, cool. Like, and she's been around us making money and doing, like, the craziest shit is, like, one time, and this has happened with all my kids, like, oh, I was in school and
Wait, how many motherfucking kids you got?
3, dad.
Oh, I was about to say. He make it seem like 12.
And then I
We're not talking about Bucky. We're not talking about
Not Bucky.
But nah, like, yo, they've all been in school, and it's been like, they show pictures of one of our mural work, and like, yo, that's my daughter, that's my uncle. My daughter, we moved out to Taunton, and she was in art class, and the teacher, they actually had a course, like a class, not like a lesson, like it was a week course on my brother right here.
That's crazy.
And my daughter's there, like, oh, that's my uncle.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
and like they like
We did the Zoom.
they did the Zoom and everything. And she,
That's crazy.
Yo, I think it's happened to all of us. Like,
That's crazy.
With him too.
my daughter was in class and they brought it up. She was like, I painted the grass on that. And they was like, yeah, okay. And she was like, no, really, I painted the grass on the Greenway joint. I had to send the teacher pictures because she came out mad. She was like, Papi, send the pictures right now.
Yeah, blame her. Let
The
her.
teacher came out and was just like, oh shit, she really painted on this
That's
wall.
crazy.
That
I
is
said,
dope.
yo, these are like my brothers. This is what we do.
There was a time when Ra was painting Lennox Street, and Gabi was in elementary school. Her class had a field trip, and they were walking down Tremont. And she called down, and she was like, "Yo, that's my uncle, right?" And the little homie in her class, you know, she's Puerto Rican, Rob Black. He's like, that ain't your uncle. He's like, yes, it is.
my
Like, you know what I'm saying? And so she had told Rob, she was like, I told her that was my uncle because we walked, we seen you. And Rob was like, yo, we gotta beat that dude up.
I beat the little horn on it and all. I was like, God, man. She was like,
She was hyped. She was hyped. They was like, yo, who's that? That's my uncle. They was like, he's black. That ain't your uncle.
little hater dog. I was like, yo, we gonna whip his ass.
But like to go back to your question, like I think I can talk for all of us. It's like when we got work and we do work, our kids are with us most of the time. So it's not we're not forcing them to be or do what we do. They're just immersed in the culture. So they sitting there like, yeah, I want to draw. Oh wait, I want to do that. So they all naturally just jump into it. When they get older, they're like his daughter is like, yeah, I'm tired of this shit. I've been around it too long. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I've never forced like my two, the oldest and youngest are in the art, and I never forced them to like get in. I never was like, yo, you need to do art. I think it was just being around.
Yeah.
Most of the friends I have were just around me. Even when I was like actively painting almost every week in a wall, sometimes I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Just sketching and just doing stuff. So they knew I was aware of I was doing some kind of art, but I never was like, yo, you need to kind of do this. They just kind of on their own kind of naturally went that route, and they like to do art.
His oldest is a beast, though.
Yo,
Listen, she's like, I'm doing art because when I sell this real estate, I got to put the artwork in the house.
her understanding of color theory is fucking out of this world.
out of this world, dog.
Like shit. With,
How old is she?
She's 22 now.
Oh, okay.
But yo, her color harmony is fucking dope.
Nuts,
dog.
nuts.
I think the dope thing too. So once again, like, so someone had mentioned we just did an art show celebrate 30 years of Crew, and when we were talking about it, you know, like the preliminary conversations was like it's about family. Like it's always what it's been, and that's the title of the show, 30 Years of Family. We had a section where we hosted family and friends. So I had my nephews and my, you know, their cousins and my son and my daughter and his daughter, and we had like, I had my daughter's best friend. It's like, yo, so and people that we work with, it's about family. So like, you don't need to force anything that's just naturally there. You know what I mean?
In the opening night of the show, it was the kids that was walking everybody around like, this is ours. You know what I'm saying? It was the illest part.
That taking
They-
pride.
Taking pride. They taking them on tours. They're like, yeah, they
that was
talking
funny
about.
shit.
It was wild, yo. So I was just like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is why.
Nah, I definitely
we
feel
do
that
it.
because my son's 6, and like I said, he does animations. And the other day, he was like, Dad, I want to make a shirt just like you. I was like, damn.
Let's go.
Yeah. You don't gotta force nothing. When they're around it, it's just natural. My daughter, she loves to dance. I'm just like, alright.
I think if you got kids, and kids are very observant,
Yeah.
and if they see you kind of pouring your energy into something, and they kind of see how like you love it as much, it's gonna be like an interesting thing and respect it to the point where they might try it, and you know eventually they might not like it, but it's one of those things where they respect it because they see the energy you put into it and what it brings out of you. You know, so I mean,
I think my daughter, she put my work ethic into school, which I was very fortunate for, right? Like, so she don't care much for art. And I mean, like, one time we did a gig, and so we're like, yo, come paint. We paid them like $800 for the day, the kids. And then they spent the day making art, like they were making these like masks for the client. And they ended up making like another $500 each, just selling the mask. So,
And it was on a whim. Like the client was like, "Yo, can you paint this?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So, and we're like, after the fact, we're like, "Yo, you see, you can make money, right? If you put the work into it." And my daughter's like, "Yeah, nah, I'm straight."
I'm done. And the crazy shit is the client was like, "I need more of this." because
nah,
they
I'm
put
good.
it on display and people were buying it.
That's crazy.
But she puts that effort into school where, like, you know, she's, you know.
That's not her. Yeah, man.
Yeah, like that shit's dope. So that's the dope thing about the art, like for us, once again, family, and it's allowed us to provide for our family.
Yeah.
Put them in better positions than we were. And
At the end of the day, that's our goal as dads, to make them better and smarter and more like creative than us. Whatever.
And showing that
they
working.
choose to do.
Like what you're saying. She's channeling that in her form.
Yeah,
Different. Yeah. That's dope.
Making their world, yo.
Exactly.
No, what I was just gonna say, which goes into my quote, which is to be an artist is to believe in life, by Henry Moore.
see, there was another one of those extra smart fucking comments. Try to say some real stupid shit. Extra smart.
I dig it. That'd be like my IG post.
No, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, on that note,
Like, yo,
Straight quotables, dog. He's like, let me put this on the end.
you know what I'm saying? I got you. You know, he should have, because he's the host. He should have gave you guys the rundown. After every episode, we give a quote. The people that watch obviously know, and then there's people that we still trying to engage. They don't know. So at the end of every episode, we hit him with a quote. I know he, because he mentioned it earlier.
I told him he had a question.
You know what it is? He had that shit burned on his phone. He's waiting for it. He's waiting for it. He's in here right now.
This is y'all show, but I gotta suggest it for y'all. Going forward, what y'all do, you create that little cut clip and shit, and now in this section,
I do
saying
all that.
smart, saying stupid shit in a smart way.
There you go.
That's why every episode he's messing up shit. He be like, I don't know what he be doing.
Yo, you know what I'm saying?
He's like, ready for it. This one, watch.
It was like you doing the tick and he's sitting there waiting for it. Like, yo, give me that shit. Give me that. I'm about to fuck them up.
You gotta have another one. Give us another one. Give us another one.
I have a question before he goes. I know I asked you this before, but everybody else, is there like a piece that's like one of your favorite pieces that you ever did? I know y'all did a lot, but just like...
Well, that's not even favorite, but like a dear piece of like... That means a lot to you.
Gio, you can tell us what
I have a lot. I do have a lot of pieces that we've done, and I think it's also because of the process of the creating the piece. For me, like thinking about it, really like just trying to figure out which one. I think the Green Wave for me is one of my favorite pieces. Not only because it is of Bobby, but it's also my daughter painting on it. You know what I mean? Like, we faced a lot of things being the first group in Boston, having the first Boston-based artists to do it, the Boston-based crew. But for me, my favorite part is her. Like, seeing Bobby come up like, yeah, that's me. But it being normal. Like, for her, that's normal. Like, yeah, that's me right there. Yeah. Like, she's a fucking superstar. Yeah. She's a superstar. And then having my daughter come in and paint the grass for me and her being able to go to school like, yeah, I painted it. I was a part of that big part of history in Boston. You know what I mean? I think that's makes it one of my favorite pieces. Being able to see and know that they're not going to have an outcome like the way we had it. Like when we had the opening reception to that, they can't replicate that.
Yeah. We shut that
We shut it down. And the city came out and represented with us. You know what I mean? But again, my favorite part is knowing that our girls were a part of that. And a big part of history in the city of Boston, our culture.
Yeah. Man, favorite pieces is always with these brothers, man. He had a 30th that we all painted for. And I was in New York and was like, I rushed my parents to come back so I could jump on this production, only to do something that I ended up painting over again. But like, it's always like a good time when we're getting together, and it's wild we didn't have that production in the show. And the theme was that everybody, like, cause we in the kicks, everybody threw like their favorite pair of kicks. Yeah. For bro just to shout them out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that shit was like. That was one of the, cause we wiped down the whole building. Yeah, over there in Mission Hill. So I think one of my favorite pieces, or they're just favorite times. You know what I mean? Where like we could sit back, laugh at it, and then it popped up in the show, like, or even the ones we forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of that type of stuff was shown too because they didn't take as many days. The 1 day joints.
Yeah, I don't know. I like, if I have to say a favorite piece, I think it would be the Scientific Styles joint. Right? That's, you know, that we did.
That's on you.
With the blue gloves, yo.
But I think
that's where he first got his first groupie.
Yo, that shit was crazy. Right? So like,
eye-opening.
Right? So I'm like, for some reason I was walking, you know. So this piece is in Madison. Yeah, it's still around. It's faded as hell, but it's in Madison Park, right in the back of Madison Park. And so it's Gio did me like a crazy looking scientist. Rob did a piece, and then there's these 4 like smokestacks that I did, like kind of like a cylinder, like letters floating in like glue. And so fast forward, I'm walking past the post office by Madison Park, and I see this little kid. He must have been like 10, 11 years old, and he's like grill piecing me. And at a certain point, my hood booger just clicked. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you looking at? Right? This is a little kid, like, yo, what the fuck are you looking at, young buck? And he's like, you're the mad scientist. It's like, yo, this kid noticed me from this mural piece,
That's
right?
crazy.
Like, that's fucking dope.
With
you
the
know?
chest hairs and all that.
You give him the chick two smile.
You know what I'm saying?
The best part. Someone left the
I
can
believe I did, yeah.
in the space.
That was the best part.
Yo, we usually
That's
pop
fucked up.
can. Someone left the can. He tagged his name over Rob's piece, right? And then drew a penis in his hand. Yo.
Oh my god.
That wasn't the best part. Like I liked it. I think that was the funniest part.
That was the
That was the funniest part.
He was mad.
I'm 45 years
He's like
old.
the best part.
I'm
the best
confident in
part. I was
myself. That
expecting
shit that don't bother me.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what I
But
mean?
he was a young dude.
I'm just glad he put it in my familiar hands. Like,
It's the kid who wrote typo.
I don't need a car.
He said he's grown.
It reminds you of like when you watch like
typos.
those movies in small towns. And somebody draws like, yo, I was here, because there was no graffiti thing to it. It was just like, dude wrote his name simple and then drew the outline.
You know what? Let me look this up.
Like, that's some real mischievous shit that people young kids do.
El Barto,
The
dog.
funny part is that we erased the penis, but the kid's name we left it up.
Typo got up, dog. Typo's still up, yo.
It goes into my best quote. You know, every artist.
That's my dude right here. That's my man. Like, that's my man. Like, let's go.
Yo, my best.
some real stupid shit.
Best quote ever.
Yo, ending quote of the day by Ralph Anderson. Every artist was an amateur at one point.
Yeah.
The emphasis on that at one point.
At one
I mean, Joe, you can make this on that.
He didn't even say it his best way.
What was that dude's name?
Ralph Emerson.
He said some real stupid
And you know why? You know why I'm fucking with you? It's because when I put up pictures on Instagram, I go through and look for specific quotes. I be sending them quotes and shit on my notes. I got mad quotes that y'all gonna use this on the heater one day, so I can relate. So I can relate to you, dog. So I can relate to you, dog. I know what you're doing.
You gotta finish it right. You gotta finish it
You're
right.
looking for something that a specific theme, but then you find some hot shit that. Let me write that shit down. I'm gonna use that shit.
Let it, dog.
Yeah.
Can you say it one more time? Can you say it one more time?
Every
Nice
artist
and clean.
was an amateur. You feel me? By Ralph Emerson.
All right, that's it, guys. Another episode of Art is Dead. I'm your boy Joey.
Javi.
Pencil.
Gabi.
Pro Black.
Hold on. Wait,
Gio.
where can we find you guys? Go for it. Gabi, go back.
Wait, let's
go
go.
back.
All right, let's go back. We got. I'm your boy Joey.
Javi.
Pencil, but
Tell us where you can find you at.
Gabriel. You can check out my current work, photography work at G.Ortiz Photography.
Okay.
ProBlack.com. Word to your moms.
Go5 Instagram.
Yeah, you can find me at Go5.
That's my bodyguard. Tell them where to find you at.
Omar in traffic on 95.
Art is Dead, y'all. Peace.
peace.
Later.